Sports Snippets! Dennis Sullivan, what the heck is going on, guys? What a great game it was. Miami Dolphins defeat the Carolina Panthers 33-10. Going to talk about this game. Fourth in a row for the Dolphins. It's like fun being a Dolphin fan again. Can you believe this? We're heading into December, and the season's not over, guys. The games mean something in December. Excuse me. 33-10 over Carolina. Before I get started, if you do like the content, this particular video, go ahead. That's right. Hit that thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe to my channel as well. Sports Snippets with Dennis Sullivan. Let's get started in a game that saw a close first half for the most part. I mean, close first quarter. Cam looking pretty good, actually, early on, with a second effort touchdown run to tie the score at 7. That was after the block punt touchdown by the Miami Dolphin defense. And although this is not a fantasy football video, if you did start the Dolphin defense today in your fantasy league or in your daily contest fantasy competition, credit to you, because the Dolphins were all over the place with blocking the punt, sacks, interceptions, you name it, and want to cover that as well. Actually, I put that as number 2 on the snippets board here today. So without further delay, let us get into the snippets board in greater detail to discuss the Miami Dolphins' 4th straight victory this afternoon. First up, I put the number 35. What does that represent? That represents the number of carries for the Miami Dolphins, not including any runs by Tua, which are factored in with the kneel downs and all that other stuff, which I kind of wish, I've said this before, I kind of wish that when a quarterback kneels down, that doesn't count as a stat, to run out the clock or whatever, but it is what it is. 35, guys, led by Myles Gaskin, and welcome to the Miami Dolphins, Philip Lindsay. A little more on that in just a moment, so stick around. Number 2, I put D, as in defense or question mark, meaning, should we give full credit to the Dolphin defense? Was it because the Dolphin defense played great, or was this because Carolina is a team in transition? They had the injury to Darnold. They've been slumping. Very unsettled offense at this time. I'm going to put a combination of both is what I'm going to say, but I'm going to heavily lean towards a higher percentage. So maybe 70-30, 70 in favor of, that was the Dolphins playing some really good defense, but about 30% of that was the fact that, let's be honest, guys, I mean, Carolina is definitely trying to catch their rhythm at this stage of the game, and just bought Cam in a few weeks ago. I mean, they basically just threw Cam right in there. Let's be honest, guys. So that showed a little bit too. So I'm going to say about 70-30 though. Give a lot of credit though to the Dolphin defense. And RBs as in running backs. Yes. Now you look at the committee with Philip Lindsay. Let's not forget, guys. Now you have Myles Gaskin and Philip Lindsay. That's a pretty good 1-2 punch out of the backfield. Philip Lindsay rushed for over 1,000 yards in 2018 and 2019. And I double-checked on this, guys. Philip Lindsay, for his career going into this game, averaged 4.6 yards per carry, which is pretty darn good. And he's a 2-time 1,000-yard rusher. In 2020, last year, is when I think I do believe, yes, he missed some time with injury. Next thing you know, this season he starts with Houston Texans, never really kind of got on track there. And now here he is. I think that's a great pickup, by the way, for the Miami Dolphins. He's 27 years old, has a good track record, looked pretty good running the ball today, was running it hard running for Philip Lindsay. And yes, I broke out the Bob Greasy, yes I did, for this game. This was a very big game. Now, and a very big win by the Dolphins. So running back situation looking pretty good. 80% represents, and you heard it here, guys, on Sports Snippets with Dennis Sullivan. You heard this stat first here today. When I talk about 80%, Tua becomes the first Dolphin quarterback to get this, throw for 80% or higher completions in 2 straight games. Never been done before by a Miami Dolphin quarterback. As I would hear today, and I am sharing this with you guys, 80% in 2 straight games. He goes 27 of 31 today, does Tua, in the Dolphins' win this afternoon. So, you add all these things up. Running back situation looking better now with Philip Lindsay. Defense playing strong. 35. I want to kind of touch on that just for a second. As you recall, beginning part of the season, the Dolphins would not stay committed to the run. That has changed in the past 4 or 5 weeks. The Dolphins now do run the football quite frequently, more than they were early in the season. There's no question about that. So I do believe with all my heart that has something to do with this 4-game winning streak and setting up the pass a little bit better. Now let's get into some stats. I know I always do this. I'll cover this for you real quick, guys. Tua, as mentioned, would finish 27 of 31 for 230 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions. He looked pretty good. He looked really good. I noticed one pass to Waddle. It was like 12 yards. Kind of like it wasn't sideline, but it was kind of like an out slant, if you will. Like he went down the field about 12 yards, made a cut to his right. Tua threw it right on the money. He zipped it right in there. Just as an example, I think he's just throwing the football a little bit better. A lot of these are swing type passes and screens. I understand that is the offense, but on plays where he needs to make a decent throw or a mid-range throw, this was barely mid-range, the example I'm using, he's doing a pretty good job at that. Gaskin would finish 16 carries, 49 yards, but he did have 2 touchdowns via the run. Lindsay would have 12 carries for 42 yards. Look for more of him in weeks to come. Welcome to the Miami Dolphins, Philip Lindsay. Salvin Ahmed, 5 carries, 17 yards. Durham Smythe, 2 carries for 3 yards. Tua was credited, if that's how you want to word it, for 4 carries and no yards. Jaylen Waddle is now starting to really put some good performances together. 9 catches, 137 yards, and a touchdown reception. All of a sudden, and this is going to be my second fantasy football reference, I normally don't do this, but guys, if he's out on your waivers, something to consider. If you're in a league and he's out there, he probably isn't, but not a bad guy all of a sudden to have as a fantasy player, where this offense had like no one. The first half of this first 5, 6, 7 weeks of the season. Durham Smythe, 5 catches, 32 yards. Albert Wilson, 5 for 17. Gesicki, 3 for 17. Isaiah Ford, a catch for 11 yards. Ahmed out of the backfield, 1 for 9. Preston Williams, 1 for 4. Gaskin out of the backfield, 2 for 3. 2 catches, 3 yards. For the Carolina Panthers, Cam Newton, 5 of 21. Guys, 92 yards. Yes, he didn't play much in the 4th quarter because P.J. Walker would come in. Cam intercepted twice. P.J. Walker, 5 out of 10, 87 yards and an interception. So, here's the thing. If I'm Carolina, the guy I think deserves a start. Can you just start P.J. Walker? Cam, as mentioned, I mean, not only did he kind of get thrown in there, he really wasn't playing on a roster, right? I mean, he just kind of got picked up a few weeks ago. Cam may not, he's definitely not himself. Cam's a tremendous talent. 32 years old, he could still play. And he looked good on that first drive. I think if you're Carolina, you're sitting at 5-7. You still got 5 games left in the regular season. Start P.J. Walker. That's what I would do. Christian McCaffrey, 10 carries, 35 yards. What was interesting here, guys, with Christian McCaffrey, he only gets like targeted, I think, once out of the backfield. Doesn't catch any passes. If you were to tell me at the beginning of this game or prior to its start that Christian McCaffrey would not catch any passes out of the backfield, I would have probably told you that you're crazy. Why he wasn't part of the offensive attack via the passing game, I have no idea. I have no answer to that. As a Dolphin fan, I'm kind of happy to see that happened, though. Sean Chandler, a catch for a carry for 14 yards. Chuba Hubbard, 2 for 6. Cam, as mentioned, had the touchdown run, 2 carries, 5 yards. Amir Abdullah, 2 carries, 4 yards. DJ Moore had a pretty good game receiving the football for Carolina. 4 catches, 103 yards. One of his receptions was a nice throw from Walker. Walker made a couple of nice throws. I say you get him in there, Carolina. Abdullah, 2 catches, 20 yards. Tommy Tremble, a catch for 4. And to wrap things up with the stats here, Brandon Zylstra, a catch for 24 yards. Excuse me. Robbie Anderson, a catch for 15 yards. And Alex Erickson would chip in with a catch for 13 yards. Some side notes to wrap things up, and then we'll just get into what happens next, which is going to be a huge game next week. The block punt early really set the tone. I wrote down some notes here as the game was going on. Cam, as mentioned, looked good on the opening drive, and then just, I don't know what happened. Dolphin defense just kicked it into another gear, really. Dolphins, Philip Lindsay, as mentioned, yes, 2018-2019, the 2,000-yard rushing seasons for him. And Jason Sanders, 2 out of 2 in field goals. He would hit his long field goal today was 46 yards. Carolina has a much-needed bye next week. Talk about a team that needs a bye. Carolina definitely needs a bye. With the win, Dolphins are 5-7. With the loss, Carolina is now 5-7. Next week, 1 o'clock for the Dolphins, monstrosity game coming up. Huge game. At home against the New York Giants. This is going to be a big one, guys. Dolphins win next week. Now all of a sudden, we could start, looking into potential wild card. I know, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Probably going to get a comment or two on this. Dolphins keep winning. Yeah, they're going to be in the wild card hunt. No question about it. But as we stand, even with 4 straight wins, plenty of work to do still for the Miami Dolphins. Don't forget, schedule got increased a game this year, so now it's 17 regular season games. Let me know what you think, guys. Thanks for watching my video, of course. I always appreciate that. Let me know what you think. This is Dennis Sullivan saying, go Dolphins, oh yeah, and bye for now.